to the city streets, we began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, want us to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, never shut from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. In the morning, as the afternoon, we lay awake in bed. The lights so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, want us to the light, pull us from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, never shut from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. Moonlights, summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay young forever, we'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, want us to fly, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, never shut from the top.
Morning. Yes, it's Wednesday morning here at 9:04 a.m. Central European Time. So yeah, it's 9 in the morning. I am just getting the last few things set up here, and my tea is burning hot. So just presenting the mug of tea today. It's my loose tea blend from Nijmegen, Nijmeeg's Trots. It is a nice loose tea blend with petals from cornflower. I do believe pineapple, raisins. So it's like a fruity one. I am just missing a few things here to easier keep track because I was a little bit on the late side this morning. Late or late. Everything realistic. And I need to make sure that we're still connected. Super. So, Wednesday morning. Glad to see you. Good morning, Helle. Good morning, ABD. Wonderful to see you guys. Or rather, some of you are laid up. I know for a fact. Laid up, laid up. I have the feeling I'm a little bit foggy today on this screen. Or is it just me? Maybe if I... No. That just made me more foggy. Trying to adjust lights. I have my Thoughts of Ireland shawl that I want to progress with. And to be honest, told, I haven't done much since we ended on this one last live. So I'll be completely honest, because that's reality. That's the yarn we're working with, which is the Drops Alpaca yarn. I just changed skein last time, and here we have the yarn label, Drops Alpaca mix. Love this cute llama they have on this side. It's their colorway 7238, which I do believe they call it olive. It is this sort of heathered green. Oh, now I have the feeling that I'm less fucky on the screen. But it's this gorgeous heathered green that we are working with. And I'm just going to try to keep track on where did we get to. We are on this side. Yeah, because we're working back loops. Good morning, Andrea. Wonderful to see you. You are also up super late, but lovely to have you with us. Let's see. I am working in the back loops, and I do work sort of fans. Thank you. Please greet him back. So here we have the projects, and you can see where I changed hands last time. Just tied it up nicely. I tend to keep these quote unquote small knots until I've done at least 1 or 2 rows extra to make sure that I don't need to frog it, because if I weave in there too early, trust me, I won't be able to unfrog it. Learned my lesson. What I am exactly doing right now is, let's see, I am making fans, which is a double crochet in the back loop stitch, chain 2, and then double crochet in the same back loop stitch as the prior double, skip 2 stitches, repeat. I am working on, it's in the description box down below, but what I did last time was that I think I did share the screen to show where I am. That is, if my PC doesn't decide to crash meanwhile, the one I stream from. I hope not. Let's see if it actually does want to do it. No, please don't crash on me. I'd appreciate you not doing so. Here we are. That's the right screen. Let's see. Ta-ta! Here's the screen. And thank you, Andrea. I do enjoy the look of it, but it's a pain in the rear to do, actually. So I am here between the row 3 and the row 4, and those 3 and 4 pile indicates where I'm going to increase. So it's not too bad yet. But oh no, I finished the 4th row. That's how it was. I'm actually at the top just before row 4, where I am doing a single crochet. So I was lying for you all just before. Sorry, I lost track. So it's a single crochet in the back loop stitch, and then it's chain 1, well, not chain 3, and then it's like kind of skip those 3 stitches, etc. So that is what I'm doing, and then it's going to be a bunch of bubble stitches, which I'm not really looking forward to. If you scroll up further here, you can see the diagram explanations for each. And here it's important because we have these wrong side, right side, that you keep back loops on the same row only, so to say, and front loops on the same row. So that's kind of how it works out. Hello, Susanna. Wonderful to have you with us this morning. Well, I should say afternoon in your case, because if I do remember right, you are all the way down in, I believe, Perth in Australia. So I am just going to insert my crochet hook. And this is tiny work because I'm working with that 3.25 millimeter hook. I don't know even if you actually reached to see that. I think you did. Yeah. Well, let's get it a bit further up here. D-hook for those with American terms. And it sounds like I have tendency of a runny nose. I'm not so happy about that because I kind of hoped that part of the year I would skip, but appear not. So each of the first 3 is basically single crochet and then chain 3, skip a couple of stitches. That's okay. It's simple to do. So that's basically what I'm doing. And I thought while I was crocheting a bit of this, we could hang out together. Have other plans for this afternoon. Um, oh, wonderful rain. Here it's sunny, or well, it should get sunny later today. Right now it's just dark outside, or feels dark, grayish. It's getting autumn here, like defined autumn. Um, Realizing you're actually seeing my back screen here. Sorry about that. There, we are back. Sorry about that. Um, we should be back at least. Sorry for the confusion. That was a YouTube back stream. Just in case you're wondering, how that looks, now you know. Um, but yeah, so here it's, I don't know if technically Nightbot should be with us as well, but I haven't really seen Nightbot at all. Um, where is Nightbot? But yeah, so it's dry here right now, and Nightbot should be here. Nightbot should be here. We have this fancy weather command, so let's see if it acts weather. Well, I am pretty close to Nijmegen, so maybe it wants to prompt us that. We can try. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It should be. It seems to be connected. Yeah, we have Nightbot. Last week, Nightbot was refusing to play with us. Oh no. So this is here. And I do believe that Nightbot is pretty correct. It is cloudy. And it is, yeah, it is gray. They say it's 13 degrees. That's probably also pretty true. It should get to 20 later with some sun, which is perfect for the garden because I need to make my garden winter ready. And tomorrow it's gonna rain, and I wanted to do it this week because if I wait too long, it gets too cold. It's not fun. So I decided that is what's gonna happen today. And obviously, to do that, I need to hit up the garden later today. So that is what I want to do. The front garden really needs some winter preparation. Cutting down my sunflowers, going to take the crops, the heads, and seed the seeds. I'm gonna dry up. And what I do is I use those sunflower heads with the seeds. I hang them up in the garden for the winter for the birds. They love them. So yeah, that's pretty much it actually what I do. And then um, I just have a bunch of weeds in the front garden as well. And I have some flowers that's only going like it's a seasonal one, so they're not coming back, and they're gonna die this winter. Um, so I need um to remove them as well, just to like make it nice, and it's gonna be easier for me to work next summer, I guess. I have to say I'm not a big garden person. Definitely not. I enjoy a nice looking garden, but I hate prepping it. I'm not a gardener. But it's the same. Like I don't mind cooking food. I actually enjoy cooking. But I hate cleaning from it. Um, so I wouldn't say I'm a fan of cooking as such, but I'd rather cook than clean. So I have this agreement with my partner that I cook all the food on the conditions that he cleans up after me. Because once I've had my food, I'm definitely not in the mood to clean. And it works pretty well because she'd rather clean than cook. And we are great about sharing duties. So, it really works out really nicely. And it has been for the last, like, sit down on your heels, 15 years. More than 15 years. It's crazy. I'm sitting here sometimes and trying to believe I've been with my partner for 15 years. I can't believe it. Now, let's see if this tea is cooled down a bit. I am gonna, just for a minute, make room. Still pretty warm. Still pretty warm. But that's not too much of a surprise. I just made it before I started the stream, so it is hot. And this thermos cup from Tefal, it is a Tefal cup for those that's wondering, is exactly really good at what it's doing, keeping things warm or cold for that matter. I mainly use it for keeping things warm. Um, and it has this closing function, so like it's like almost an anti-spill as long as it's closed, which is something that's been really beneficial to me. I got the mug a couple of years ago as a birthday present after I wished for it. It was on my wish list. And I wished for it during my career, I wouldn't say maybe, but during my period where I was working for as customer service, because sometimes we were like on on the phone with the customer for like half an hour, and if you just made tea, it would be cold. Um, so that was the best way to actually keep the tea warm, and it worked. So instead of making like 5 or 6 cups of tea a day, I could like decrease it to maybe 2 or 3 cups, and it was actually be warm. And the reason that I would make so many cups in the beginning was simply because I would throw out cold tea, because I am anything but a fan of iced tea. And do not ask me why. It's just doesn't taste as well. Tea needs to be warm. Um, but that's me. I don't know why. I just don't like iced tea. Um, it could also be that I just never had the right iced tea, but I'd rather have a lemonade if it has to be cold. That's me. Yep. Except for that, if you watched my hobby haul from Monday, then I can spill the beans and say I did end up buying or making a new order to help accommodate for the different plans that I had to make, because some of the yarns weren't exactly looking how I expected them to look. For once, so normally my expectation and experience with hobby is that the yarns really much look close to the photos, but in this case, I think some of the yarns were too identical, even though that the label said that they weren't. So I don't have the feeling that the difference I saw in the photos weren't there. So I ended actually up buying new yarns. Hello. So I gave me that as a reason to get new yarns. So what I am doing right now is I am chaining 3. I am skipping 2 stitches or 3 if it's a place where I increase pass round. And then I am inserting a single crochet in the back loop stitch. And that is what we're doing all the way until the end of this row. And then, my friends, we're going to look at the pattern and see what's next. Because the thing is, after I made the first, I don't know, many rows of this pattern, each row on this pattern is different. Like, there isn't a repeating progress to do. So, I'm just doing them one for one. Which works out, I guess. It's about being used to it. The downside is I think it's a little bit fiddly to sit and look for these back loop stitches. So that's the only thing I'm not a big fan of. And I don't know if it's the yarn or if it's because it's a thin yarn or what it is, but I do prefer like just regular ones. Or I'd rather do like front post, back posts than front loop, back loops. So if you have to choose, and if you're rewatching this live, feel free to comment here down below. If you have to choose, do you prefer front loop, back loop stitches, or do you prefer front post or back post stitches? Let me know. What would you prefer if you had to choose? Which would you rather do? Front loop or back loop? Or front post or back post? Granny D! Wonderful to have you with us. Hello. Hello. You are up, lady. You're up late. Late. Or early could also be, depending on how you're looking at things. I am happy to be a night raven with you guys. For here it is 9:22 a.m. in the Netherlands. I am a good 100 miles off Amsterdam, I guess, all the way to the east of the country. For me, if I wanted to go to Germany, it's like 20 minutes drive. Soon it's going to be less even, because they are extending the road that's driving past the end of our city into, so it gets closer to Germany for connection and transportation and so on. But that's going to be another like 5 years before they finish building that. Sorry, eyes itchy. Well, I'm happy for you and you ladies to hang out with me. Absolutely. If you have nothing to do, grab a piece of crochet, or knitting, or whatever you're into, and yeah, hang out. I am just doing a bunch of chains, and that's pretty much it. I need to keep track here. Yeah, that was correct. I do feel I might need to blow my nose soon, though. That's funny. I really hope I'm not getting a cold, because I'm really not in the mood for that. I don't have time for that either. Did I skip the wrong? I did. Frocking time. One moment. It was almost good. I had to do 3 here, not 2, because I had increased. And then it works again, like this. We are roughly halfway, and then we are going to have a look at the pattern, seeing what's next. These strap patterns really do demand my attention for sure. I did it again. That's crazy. I made the same mistake twice. Sorry, ladies. Oh, allergies. Yes. My partner has a lot of grass allergies, so we actually don't have any real lawn here, or well, we do, but it's plastic. Because instantly when people start mowing their grass in the spring, he goes haywire. His nose goes totally haywire. I don't have any allergies from what I know, except one. I do have a major allergy for wasps. Wasps is no good. No good for me. Getting stung by a wasp, you just call 911 and then we'll hope I don't suffocate, basically. Um, yeah. So I'm not a big fan of the like in the autumn or towards autumn, late summer, when the wasp starts dying off and it's still warm enough to get ice creams, around those shops, stores. Oh, there's always so many wasps hanging out, and I get a little bit, I can't be a little bit concerned when I'm in those areas. I haven't been stung for knock knock 20 years almost, so I should be good, but still, I know what happens, so I have a mad respect for wasps. Except for that, I have no allergies from what I know. Um, but I do have a running nose, which wouldn't be surprising if I'm catching a cold because I tend to have a cold regularly. I have to say, I have had fewer colds in the period of COVID compared to what I had before COVID. So, yeah, EpiPen would help. And I'm stupid enough not to have one. Literally, stupid enough not to have one. Um, because I've not needed one for so long, but I should probably have one. Oh yes, and I had an autoimmune allergic reaction to sports tape. That's a year and a half ago. The white, like if you watch tennis and they get injured, they get to the side to get medical help, then they get wrapped into this white sport tape to like support ankles or whatever or not. That sport tape I am allergic to as well. Um, so I basically avoid it. Um, and that's a long story. My physio taped me up to test something, and after I took it off, after about 24 hours, my skin reacted on it as a first-degree burn, basically. So that was no fun. Yes, yes, I should get, but I'm really not good at stuff like that. And so far, me and the wasps has been agreeing about avoiding one another. Imitation crab meat will make my throat close up. Oh. Oh, I was in the supermarket yesterday and they had canned tuna on sale. And I do buy canned tuna because it goes really well in a tuna salad. Um, and then I was like looking there to pick the right ones because obviously the sale was like a personal sale. So it's not something that they have on the so I need to make sure I pick the right cans of tuna to get the sale. And because it's in like your app and a personal one, they don't advertise for it in the store. Um, and then next to it was laying some more tuna, except it was like imitation tuna, and the package literally said tuna without tuna. Like, what? Tuna without tuna? How crazy is the world gone? Uh, how can you get tuna without getting tuna? I don't understand. Please, I am failing here. The advertisement was really like I was shaking my head for at least a few minutes. At least definitely it's good for awareness. It was a good awareness, definitely. Uh Tuna without tuna is sorry. I'm shaking my head off it still, and it was yesterday. Like so crazy. But I assume it's imitation tuna, because it was vegan, right? So it was basically a tuna for vegans. I guess it's the same as, the imitation meat you can get as replacement meats for, I don't know, hamburgers or so. But it was I didn't look closer to the package, but it's just stuck to my brain. Tuna without tuna. What the heck? Tuna without tuna. Why would I pay to get no tuna if I wanted tuna? I am just wondering. So I'm no vegan. I'm not eating vegetarian. I don't mind eating a day without meat, but I'm quite happy for my meat. And I think my partner would kill me if I put him on a full vegetarian diet. But we have days where we just do things that contains less meat. Well, imitation tuna is apparently something you can get here in the Netherlands. Um, I did not know either, but it is possible. I still wonder where Nightbot went last week, because Nightbot is very present today, but a week ago, when I had this pop-up live, Nightbot was not there. He registered like the first two posts, done, and then Nightbot was gone. Like, I couldn't even kind of get him there, so I guess maybe the had server outage or something like that. I don't know. We are getting close to the end of this one, and we have to then have a look at what's next. Meanwhile, my phone is remembering me that I have an appointment tomorrow with my physio around this time. That's good. I kind of knew. I know. I need to see my great physio. He can crack my neck back on space. You need some of the tuna, not tuna. Hey, sleep well, Granny D. It was nice to have you set your DNA here and leave it with us. Have a great sleep. Have a great rest. Let me see if I can actually find it for you, Andrea. Give me a moment. It should be possible on the website. It should be. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What are you looking for? Well, they have fair amount of results here. Just a moment. Let's get us over. Hello, hello. This is one of the stores, and this is basically tuna. And I see it's just John West. That was a brand. I do remember that. We are getting there. Tuna, tuna, tuna. Tuna with honey. Here. I think it's fish-free tuna. Though this is with tomato. It has to be somewhere else, I guess. But this is fish-free tuna. Fish-free tuna. Like, do they have one without tomato? One would think so. Or they only have that one. But fish-free tuna. Yes, it's here. Oh yeah, they have also an olive oil. I'm just seeing what else they have. I don't remember which of them I saw, but it was literally fish-free tuna. Tuna without tuna. So it's definitely there. And that's not tuna, because that's kiddie food. This is tomato and basilicum. fish-free tuna, and this is just fish-free tuna with a bit of olive oil. So it's basically vegan version of tuna, and it says that it's tasting delicious, but of course they have to say that. Um, Natural, rich on proteins, ready for use. Lovely, both hot and cold. Can be used to pastas or on the breads. It is a plant-based alternative for tuna based on soya and grain, basically. So I don't know if John West has like something international, like if they have an American brand. I don't know if you're familiar to John West, but sounds pretty American or English. But that's basically yeah, fish-free tuna. Maybe, maybe. I don't know if you heard of the brand John West. It's, I don't know, maybe it's European, but it's, yeah, interesting for those, I guess, that doesn't either like fish or who doesn't um, eat meat. But I have to say, when I saw fish-free tuna, or tuna without tuna, so to say, it was really sticking to my mind. You're very welcome. I don't know if John West is a European brand or what it is, but we can get a lot of things here that you can't get elsewhere that I am also aware of. It seems like a Dutch company since 1857. I guess it's a Dutch one. Because I found the website. But it's Dutch. John West Feuds. Ah, it's a British. It's a UK company, which is currently owned by Thai Union Group in Thailand. johnwest.co.uk. So it's a British one. Let me share the link to that website. There you go. So it's a British brand, but they also have it here in the Netherlands. Yeah. So that's a fish-free tuna for those that's interested in some tuna without fish. I guess the benefit is you're definitely sure there's no bones. Not sure if it has a fancier word in English, but fish bones, because that is the worst. Like I like eating fish, but getting all the bones out can sometimes be a pain. And this one definitely won't have any bones because it hasn't seen the shadow of fish. It hasn't seen any shadow of fish, but I have no clue if it's a good, delicious food slash tuna alternative because I haven't tried it, obviously. I think I'm just happy with my regular tuna. And if you ask my partner, nothing should be substituted. Things needs to be as things are, then rather not eat it, I guess. But yeah, I do get some people want need substitutes. And I'm personally open enough to trying things out, especially if it could be delicious. So we are almost at the end of this row, and then we have to figure out what's next. Bubble stitches, and I'm definitely not going to make a full row of bubble stitches before we're done here. I know myself well enough for that, but that's because I am no big fan of bubble stitches, and I need to make a fair few that I can also count. That would probably make me cry. And these bubble stitches are different. That is also something I remember. They are not like your standard bubble stitch. Let's see. Oh, la, la, la. 1, 2, 3. We have just a few left. One arch left, I think. I just need to see how did I do that on the other end. And then chain 1, but how would I do that? 2, 3. Sorry for a moment, concentration needed here. Probably like this. So, you're very welcome, Andrea. It was wonderful to be able to help you. Yeah. So, switching over to see the pattern here we're working on. The pattern says that we just finished the row just above the 4 here with the crosses and the funny waves. And now I need to do these, which I know is bubble stitches from this one because I did it in the past. So I need to chain, and then I need to chain 3, make a bubble stitch, chain 3, make a bubble stitch in each of those chain spaces from the previous row. Now I just need to find the description of that bubble stitch. It says here, okay, work a bubble around the chain space following, work 1 double crochet but wait with the last yarn over and pull through. So in other words, you do like partial double crochet. Then I need to work in 3 double crochets where I also in the same chain space wait by yarning over the last pulling through, and then you need another double crochet around the same chain space where you then pull through all of them. Easy, theoretically. And I need to start the row with 3 chains. Okay. I just have the feeling that they're gonna look opposite, but okay, fair enough. We start by chaining 3. And then we flip around and I realize you're still not watching me because I changed that over. Sorry about that. That was almost a black screen. Eventually I'll manage and get good. But we are back. So I chained 3 and I need to start by chaining 3 on top because that's the arch. So 1, 2, 3 more. And then we turn around, and then in that space I need to work in a double crochet without pulling through the last, and then I need to treble 3 times without pulling through the last, and then we do 1 more treble without pulling through the last, so we only pulled through the first 2 times, and 1 more treble, and then we make a double crochet where we pull through all of the loops towards the ends. Now I need to keep track. Oh, they are going to look like the same. I had not expected that. let's see. Let's see. So, can I actually do that without ruining it all? Here we go. That is how that stitch is looking. And you have a bunch of them down here as well. The only downside is I have so many spaces here. I need to make like, so I made one. Let me actually count how many I have to make of these. Like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, probably like hundreds. I don't want to. I'm not a fan of these. It's gonna look nice in the end. That is what I have to remember myself. So 1, 2, 3, and then we will make a few more. So we start with a double without pulling through. Then we repeat that for 3 trebles without pulling through the last. And then we finish that with a double where we do pull through the last, including all of the other stitches. And that creates this sort of bubble stitch, though it seems to be more correct to call these not a bubble stitch, but double, treble, 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 double crochet together. At least that seems more correct, right? Yes. I have to be in the mood too, but now I'm just in the mood to get some of the work done on this shawl, so that's kind of why I'm doing it. And it just happened to be what was the next step. But the good thing is I know I'm not going to sit here all day to do it. So, because I had that garden that I wanted to actually prepare for winter. And since it is dry today, and I do believe they promised rain tomorrow, and I do not want to do gardening in the rain. And I have the time to do the gardening, so I know my partner would appreciate me doing so. I do believe they have ordered rain for tomorrow. Good morning, Amanda. Oh, now we have no rain tomorrow. Amazing. So if I don't finish today, I can finish tomorrow. And even better, they're also having good weather, like not sunny like today, but it's going to be just grey and no rain. Awesome for me. So if I don't finish today, I can finish tomorrow, which I might end up doing. I do have a few things to do. Hello, hello, Amanda. So what are you up to this morning? I am up to crocheting what Drops call bubble stitches, but I would call it double crochet 3 trebles and a double crochet together. And I am not a fan of them. I'm definitely not a fan of them. But they have to get done. So I've done the first 400 to go, or something like that. I don't know whoever invented these sort of bubble crochets, what they were thinking. Oh, and I do apologize if you hear a little bit of tummy sounds, because apparently my stomach tells me it's hungry. Might be fair enough, actually. I did deprive it of its breakfast. Because I thought I could do that after the stream. One, two, three, and then we make the next. Oh, that sucks. So Amanda says here that she got woken up by the maintenance guy, and because she had let them know that she had a broken light switch yesterday. So now I guess he's fixing your light switches, which is nice. Except would have been nice just to lay in bed. I was thinking very hard last night or yesterday if I should have slept out this morning and not done this morning live because I felt I could probably use it, especially because tomorrow I won't have the chance to sleep out, and nor will I have that Friday because I have appointments in the morning. And then I thought, okay, and if I also need to get the garden done this week when it's still decent weather for it before freezing my ass off, I will sacrifice my beauty sleep and get up at a decent time today. So here I am. Hello, FBI. Meanwhile, I am working on these absolutely horrendous. I don't know why they call them bubbles. Is this because they're Norwegian? Drops is Norwegian. Let's just blame the Norwegians for this. Sorry if there's any Norwegians watching. That was the third treble, and we have to do now a regular double. And that was it. Yay. I'm just gonna insert this safety one, and then we can have a look at my first 7 fancy. Let's see if it wants to actually. Ta-ta! Yep, here you have these bubbly things. They do bubble up, so I guess in that sense it's fair enough to call them bubbles, but you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. You have been recognized officially. I don't know. Should I call you broccoli? I don't know. I would call you FBI because that seems more logic. That seems more logic. I am going to just put my Be Right Back banner up for literally a minute because I really feel my right side nose is running and I need to get it fixed.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light. Pour stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop. Every shot from the top. We're gonna be two hearts.
Thank you. I am back with a less runny nose. Woohoo! Which means that I'm probably indeed getting a cold. I don't want to though. I don't want to. So we have done 7 bubbles out of a lot. Out of a lot. 2 people that says FBI. Thank you, Granity. I found some music that I could use without infringing copyrights. And basically put it up like this. Created a video that I could insert and have playing in the background, which I think is really nice. It's a really nice touch. And I don't think you guys needs to hear me blowing my nose. Kinda-ish. It's not that interesting. What I have been thinking is this overhead view where you can actually see my slow crocheting hands actually crocheting. It's on my mind, but it's not been prioritized. I am challenged because when I go to the stores and do groceries, I have this feeling that everything is just getting more and more expensive. And I do desperately need to consider what's going to happen once unemployment payment is done. But I don't know that yet. I do have another 3 months of safety to figure out what's next. I'll be fine. On that note, I have to admit, I've really enjoyed just, I can feel that my head is a lot less stressed from when I was working. So that's really nice, actually. I can feel that. So that is something I'm happy about. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't split on me, stupid yarn. So, saved it. And that's number 2. We need one more treble. And then we need a double. And then we need to crochet them all together. Ta-ta! 1, 2, 3. And then we need to enter the next space with a double without pulling through the last loop, then a treble without pulling through the last loop, so only pulling through the first 2. One more treble, same story. And a third one, again, same story. And then a yarn over. And a normal double where we just in the end pull through all of the loops you have on the hook, which ends up being quite a fair amount of loops actually. 1, 2, 3 chains, and we can do a next one. Do not worry about interrupting. FBI, Crochet, however you prefer. I'm going to wish you a really good sleep, and you two have an amazing week for what's left of it. Because here it is Wednesday morning. Scary, but true. Let's try actually count how many loops I have on the hook. I should have like a fair few. So that was the first treble. On the second treble, it's like 6 or 7 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what's there in total on this bubble. Funky bubble. I wouldn't call it a bubble, but that's what they call it. It's cool. That is what they call it. And if I can just like get halfway through these bubbles or even a third, I think I've done great for what it is, because they just take forever. They're boring. Like, the good thing is, of course, I'm not looking for front or back loops here. I'm just working them into the chain space. So let's look at the small positive sides. That is a winner part. So I'd almost rather do those. Yes, it is. It is. I am using something named OBS. Yes, OBS Studio. if you have time later today, if you want, we can do a call and we can go through it together if you want to. I don't know how your schedule is throughout the maintenance guy. But I'll be happy to give you a call and walk through it. Because there's a few things like once you get used to the settings and so on, it's working quite okay. Um, and it's reasonably simple to use. The only thing is, and I think that's more like my PC problem, is that it does take some stuff. But it is a free. So what I really like about it is that it's an open source software. So it's basically, yeah, it's free because it's open source. Yes, it's one you download, and then you kind of bond it with YouTube, which you also would do with like StreamYard. But I was a cheapskate back when I had to start do more fancy live streams that I did not want to pay StreamYard more money than I would likely than I could warrant for it, which I'm now happy about because obviously soon I will have like very limited income. Um, so I needed to do it, so to say. And it works quite nice. I just need to remember changing between the scenes. Like it has a scene set up where you like change things and can switch between and so on. You just need to remember to change scenes and so on. But I guess it's the same with StreamYard. But it doesn't take much space. I think let me just finish this single bubble and then I will have a look how much space it takes. Um, but my PC is kind of getting old, so it does work. But I do have other programs that requires more from its memory card and graphic cards and so on than OBS does. But you can set up like unlimited amount of different scenes that you can change between. Um, you can have it run videos that you then have. So instead of uploading videos to StreamYard for example, your pause screen or starting soon screen, you have them all on your computer on a drive, and then it will take from the drive and basically stream via that. So it works pretty okay. Um, let's see what it does actually. Right now, it takes up about 10 to 15% of my total CPU usage, which is only slightly ever so. Yeah, it's not too much. It could be a lot worse. What's interesting is then how much space it takes on your PC, I guess. Give me a moment to see if I can find that, because I just have a laptop. Like, I don't have a stationary computer, actually. Surprise, surprise. Where is the settings for this? Show more settings, please. Do apps, installed apps. I thought it would say how much space it took up. What's that for? Oh, here, OBS. No. Ah. It's not much, as far as I remember. It's not much. I have a bunch of drivers for diverse printers. Actually, it doesn't say. I'm surprised. I don't know why. But it doesn't take up a lot of space, so it's actually pretty simple. But yeah, as I said, if you have time later today or maybe even tomorrow, I just have a physio appointment first in the morning at 9 and then I need to visit, then I'll happy go through it. So this, let's see, this is where we are at. So we have done the first bits, but you can see we have a lot to go. A lot to go, actually. A lot of bubble stitches to go. Amanda, did you actually calculate how many bubble stitches you did when you did that cardigan? That was like pure bubbles, all of them. Because I have to admit, I am not a fan. But I knew that from when I was doing the Jasmine tea shawl, also have way too many bubbles. That's a fun thing. I always end up not reading the pattern, realizing after I started there are stitches that I'm not a fan of. And I'm probably not the only one. $4,000. Jesus. Well, there is definitely less in this one. That's something, I guess. But it's still like, I can do about 100 on a row. Probably more. Or close to. 1, 2, 3. So we just need to have the double. And pull through. That is crazy. That is crazy. 4,000. On the other hand, I just don't think we need to calculate how many stitches we actually make in a project because that will scare and terrify us. Thank you. Well, I am working on it. The pattern for this shawl is in the description box here down below, and it is with the US terms, should you have interest. It is with a fine lace weight yarn or sport weight yarn. This is 100% alpaca yarn, so it is going to be quite warm, actually, once done. One, two, three. The last double, and pull through all of them. It is kind of looking nice, that I have to say. I do enjoy how it's working out, but yeah. Let's see. Amanda, I'm going to send you a link for the program I'm using. You can have a look at it. And then I'll be happy to give you a call later if you want to talk about it. It's quite okay, and it works both with Windows, Mac OS X, and even Linux if you're a Linux person. No surprise, you started a new project yesterday. Well, you are a champion of VIPs, I think. You definitely have more VIPs than I do. Um, I have 5 at the moment. I had 6 earlier this week, but I finished. I finished it. Um, that's for Friday's Yarn Talk. But I need more practice. But I finished the headband. I need more practice in actually making it nice because you can easily see where it's like put together and so on. And ideally, I'll need to see if I can actually sort of work it in the round instead of making a long row and repeating it like that. Awesome. So you finished 2 projects Monday. Well, I only finished 1, but it was also almost finished before I started because it didn't take much. It took maybe like half a skein, but it was also a chunky one, a chunky yarn, and was actually pretty wonderful to work with. I could imagine making a blanket of that yarn in that pattern. Like, I'd be open to do that. And it could probably even look nice. Oh, but the good thing is working with that. So I worked earlier this week. I worked with a 9mm hook. I have the feeling I'm almost frozen, but I'm not. I was working with a 9mm. You're working with this trims. But if you're working with a 10mm hook, that goes even faster. That's nice. I love when it works up nice and quickly. You feel you make progress really easy, right? That's love. Love it. Is that some of those novelty yarns you got from Rita? Or is it something you wanted to make for the Christmas market? I know you were contemplating on maybe standing on a Christmas market with a friend this year. One, two, three, and the double, and pull through all of the loops. It's just your cheap local acrylic yarns from Rooster. Ah. So I am going to the city Friday, and I'm afraid I might have to go visit a store too. Just because I can. And because I think the blue yarn I picked up last time could make an awesome cardi with a pattern from Hobby. And I know it's like the Metallica yarns, so I am actually contemplating on checking out that pattern before I go Friday, so I could buy up some more skeins. Would I be totally crazy? Yes, I would. Am I crazy? Yes, I am. Is it okay? Yes, absolutely. Have a great evening, night. Thank you for hanging out with us, Andrea. It was absolutely wonderful to have you around. I wish you a great sleep if you're heading to bed now. And if you're not, I'm wishing you a great day. 1, 2, 3. I guess I'm just gonna do like maybe 15 minutes more of these, and then I'm kinda ish done. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Double, then we are gonna make those 3 trebles, which is not completed. And then another. Oh, nice. Well, sweet dreams, sweet dreams. We all need our beauty sleep. We all definitely need our beauty sleep. Da, da, da. So that's 1, 2. Then we need to make a third. And the double to finish it off with. Yep. One, two, three, and a new double. Amanda, did you finish your ultimate sacrifice shawl? I know you're also working on one. And I was checking out some yarn the other day, which I was like, oh, that could also work for heart collectors. But then that would only be enough for the medium one. And then I was like, maybe I need to check how big that one is before. Then I'm like, yeah, but I also have so much other yarn I should finish up first. Then here we are. Finished off some. I still have a bunch of things to block, which you technically now should have time for. Oh, but that's like this one. This one I didn't work on since our last live. Since my last live, which was last week, Thursday. Valid to say, I was not much home this weekend. Oh my goodness, I am crashing because I am. Uh-oh. I only have a strand of the yarn rather than all of the strands. So it's split on me. Just a moment. Saving my project. There we are. So, all good again. All good again. But yeah, this is a lot of bubbly things. Do, do, do. And I'm definitely not gonna do this all day. So what I am gonna do once we end this live is that I'm going to have some breakfast. A bit late, I know. Then the sun is slowly coming through. So after that, I should probably slowly find the garden. At least I want to do that today. Because that makes good sense. If I can get all that done, I'll be really happy. So we have 1, 1, 2, 3. There we go. One more. We are progressing well, I would say. But of course, we are far not from complete, and I'm happy with any progress these days. I guess it's because it's been easy to work on the sacrifice shawl. This one somehow just requires a little bit more of my attention to actually do. I could watch a series or listen to YouTube, which is also what I do sometimes when I crochet. But it has to be something that I can listen to more than actually physically watch. Because somehow I am not as amazing as others. I will need my eyes on my projects to make sure that I actually just don't insert my hook in the wrong stitch or whatever. Yeah, some things I can do less watching, but in this case, especially because this particular pattern has so many front loop, back loops. Oh, I almost made a mistake. I need to have an extra round. So, then it just requires my attention. But that I know for the next time. And then we will need to find a new project to work on. Hallelujah. Which is okay. Once this is done, we will make a poll for my next drops projects that we can work on. That is, I've decided, which I did that's probably almost, I don't know if it's a year ago, but it's definitely more than half a year ago. I decided that for my drops patterns, I have a range of drops yarns that I all bought with the purpose of making some drops patterns because I thought those yarns were gorgeous and I thought the patterns were gorgeous and everything else. And I made myself the promise that because sometimes these drops patterns can really frustrate me, either because how they're written or just, I don't know, but they look good, so I want to make them, that I only work on one at a time to prevent frustration overload. Yep, that is the general thought of it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yep. One, 2, 3. Next. Double. Triple. One more triple. And a third triple. And then we need to do a double where we pull through all 6 loops. And then we chain 3. And we do a double without pulling through the last, 3 trebles without pulling through the last, and a double where we pull through all of the loops at the very end. That is what we are doing right now in each of the chain spaces. One more treble. And another treble. That gives 3 trebles, so I need a double. And the last time we pull through all of the loops. Yay! I have a feeling we might be close to a third, actually. Whoa. 1, 2, 3. which I think is pretty okay considering. We're making 2 or 3 more of these, and then for me it's slowly coming towards the end. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if we have any new ones in here that I'm usually not having around, but if you are new, thank you for hanging out with us and feel free to pop into chat. We would love to hear from you. 1, 2, 3. We need one more treble. Then we need a double to finish it up. 1, do, do, do. Oh, we can actually do maybe a few more. It's not half yet. 1, 1, 2. Rita, hello, darling. Wonderful to have you with us. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are just working on this Thoughts of Ireland, which is a drops pattern, and I was ranting on drops earlier today for not always making the most clear patterns, but it's cool. I'm getting used to it. Only one drop pattern at a time I'm allowed to work on to prevent frustration overload. um, or eventually, what could also happen is I eventually get to speak drops. So when you speak drops, you get less frustrated with time because you kind of understand how they do things. Could that be it? Let me know. Let me know. Is that a language you eventually will end up speaking? Drops. Everyone I know tells me that they write their patterns confusing. So, oh, that was not going to be a trouble. That was a treble. And one more treble. And a third treble. That fits. That fits. And then we need a double. We'll pull through all of the loops. Yay. Outer cucumber of the day. Swedish words. How do I childproof my fireplace? Kamin. But instead, how do I childproof my camel? Ah, yes. Oh, goodness, that was a good one. And the comments were park the camel in the stables and keep the children out of the stables. Oh, God gracious, that's a good one. That is a good one. Ah, oh, it's curly up a bit. But let me show you guys how far we got. And now I'm kind of getting tired of all these, but we are here and we need to go all the way to here. So I think we are like a third. I'm proud, I'm happy. And I need a break from doing these. Even my hands tell me that I need a break from doing all these. So I'm pretty happy about that. And this one I need stretched. I need to get some wool detergent for when I'm blocking it. That's for sure. That's something it will need. Yes. Auto cucumbers. Yeah. Been there, done that, suffered from it. Lots of time. I tend to be the one that makes the most funny autocorrects because I'm optimistic. And that turns out funny quite often, more often than not. So, don't lit the camel on fire when the children is I have to say, there's a guy in Denmark. He has camels, and he's making these shorts on Facebook. And I do actually kind of enjoying watching him. He's having this herd of camels in Denmark, and he takes them out, and he also have a donkey, and he takes them out to do shows. He even's been requested to do like videos and so on, or movies. So sometimes, like when you have a camel walking across, and he's really on a really good term with these camels, and he can control them in a really nice way because he's like training them actively and so on. That's kind of cool. Um, so I actually get my daily camel feed once a day or something like that. There's a new video, and they're usually just like half a minute long, so kind of nice to actually watch. But I also don't mind watching those small. Sometimes we have these small videos from zoos and so on. I kind of like those as well. Yeah, that was my morning live. I'm actually slowly going to head out of this live because I do have a few things that I want to do today, and my stomach says it wants breakfast. And the weather is slowly clearing up, so I do eventually want to prepare to go to the garden, etc. I'm pretty happy because we finished a row plus on the shawl, and we started on those doubles, which is still gonna be a pain to get them finished. Maybe we are done with some more before the next live. Else we'll just continue on this show for the next live. It seems to be a good project for the lives. Everything given. Um, it works up okay. Um, while I do have other projects as well that I could easily bring with me for the live, but this one actually seems to be pretty okay right now. Um, as I said, I am going to wrap up the stream here because there's a few things I do want to do. Amanda, if you're still listening, I did send you a link via Facebook for the stream software, and I'm happy to do a call later if you want to talk more about it. And Amanda says that Risa, the Kuka yarn has been finished. Yeah, that was some of the novelty yarns from Ice you got. Look nice though. They really did. Anyhow, as said, I am going to have to wrap this one up because we are having a few. I have a few things coming up. I am going to check out with you next week on another live, of course. I do not think that I do have the time this week to jump on more lives because I have a few other things to get done. We have visitors coming Thursday, so I need to make sure the house is just half clean at least. Friday I have appointments, etc. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wish you an absolutely great day ahead. If it's night at your place or if it's evening, I'm going to wish you a good night, good sleep. And if it's day, well, have a great day. It was awesome to have you hanging around with me. I'm going to wish you happy crafting and take care until I see you again. And before saying goodbye, then I can say that Rita says that she's looking forward to see what Amanda's made. And well, I am actually too. So happy crafting, everyone. Wonderful to hang out with you. And I'm looking forward to hang out with you again. But hey, on Friday, we do have my next yarn talk video coming up. Bye.